Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me loud and clear? Perfect. So today, this topic is about the design of the future, Stable Diffusion, and the AI, like the race of the AI SaaS. I have a questions. How many of you, what is the, have you been build stuff before? How many of you been build stuff before, all right? Gentlemen sit in the third one. Yeah, you? How many times have you been here? The very first one. This is the second one. What is the experience for this event? No problems. So the reason why I add this question is because this is my first time to being at Build Stuff, but I already have a very, very good impression for Build Stuff before I submit my proposals. I can tell you why. So I'm a senior solution engineer working at Digital Ocean, and the very first fun fact that I realized is that the subject of this year at Build Stuff is also called Digital Ocean. So I was a little bit confused at the beginning, and in the end, I realized, oh, we didn't have the chance to sponsor this event. However, Digital Ocean would love to showcase our appreciation for this naming. That's why I bring some lightweight stickers for everyone who joined these sessions. I have more than like 400, so feel free to take as much as you want. And speak about like the sharks. We also have our own semi-sharks, which is another contrast to the real sharks over there. And if you want to have a semi toys, let me know. Okay. So a little bit about myself. My name is Jeff. I am a Taiwanese. I stayed at Germany for around 6 years. Since I know that cloud computing is a future trend, so I quit my job from Toshiba and moved to Germany starting from around 2017. I know it is a little bit hard to really get to being a pre-sales if you're just switching from hardware to the software. So I try to get my hands dirty. I being a DevOps after I survived from the final exam of the German school. And I know quite well about the infrastructures, code, Kubernetes, and automations. However, since I really like to talk and really like to know about the customers' perceptions, I gradually switched myself from engineer to a solution engineer, which is like a pre-sales role. As on the side, I'm also a big fan of collecting good movies. I always watching the movie with 8.0 score from IMDb. So if you know any of the good movies you would love to exchange, feel free to contact me or just let me know. I would love to chat with you. So this is the QR code to my LinkedIn profile. Let's connect on LinkedIn. If there's anything I can help, send me the message. I would also put my insight and the thought and any of my observation from the market on my own blog. It is called Solution Engineering with Jeff Fan. The website is called www.se.isfusion.cloud. All right. So I have a question for everyone. Over the past couple of years, who has dreamed to have a SaaS venture? Please raise your hand. All right, gentlemen, may I have your name, please? Andreas, would you mind to tell me a little bit about your ideas, if it is comfortable? Oh, perfect. Perfect. Oh, this is the answer that I didn't expect. First of all, congratulations. How many years for you to cook these ideas so far? All right, then you are really builders. Anyone else has some dream to build your own SaaS? Really? Okay. I can tell you most of the things that why it held people back. They have ideas to build the SaaS, but they didn't. There are three main challenges to build your own AI SaaS business. I roughly divide into three categories. The first one is financial uncertainties. You don't know how much time does it take to invest. You also don't know how much money does it cost to build your very first MVP. This creates an uncertainty about the financial areas. Second one, GPU resource. I think everyone knows NVIDIA, right? This year, NVIDIA's stock price gets skyrocketed because they dominate the strategic resource to train the AI model. So even though you have some GPU resource from the cloud, it is very expensive. And right now, GPU resource is really a sacred one that's hard to get it. The third one is about the SaaS expertise. Most of the builders or the entrepreneur, they have ideas. But when it goes to building the front end, back end, database, or scalability things, they either need to hiring a lot of talents, like DevOps engineers, and sometimes this type of person are a little bit hard to entertain, and it's causing another issue to manage the talent. So all those three challenges blocks people to have their own AI-based SaaS. So today, in these presentations, I would give you some pointers and also tell you how you can build your own AI SaaS together with Digital Ocean. The very first one, I will present a live demo to use Stable Diffusion. How many of you know about Stable Diffusion? Perfect. How many of you have used Stable Diffusion before? Perfect. All right. May I have your name, please, sir? Linus. All right. I probably will need your help later. And I will give a live demo about how to use Stable Diffusion, like you put your description and then the image will just generate. It's called text to image in a more technical way. The second one, I would showcase what is the critical technical element to build a SaaS. After having this blueprint, I will show you the second demo about how the Kickstarter demo, building everything from Digital Ocean together with Stable Diffusion. Okay, so Stable Diffusion is a machine learning models provided by Stability.ai. One of the amazing part of this Stable Diffusion, let's say machine learning model, is that it is open source. So professional and enthusiasts, they can put their own tweaking configuration on top of that to make it more tailored to their use case. So if you already use Stable Diffusion or you already have a chance to look at Stable Diffusion, you will be quite familiar with this UI interface. And this interface is contributed by one of the active contributor called Automatic 1111, very hacker username. So you will see there is some text fields to put some what we call prompt, be more precisely, positive prompt, and negative prompt here. And then here you can see some drop-down list and also slide bar. So you can tweaking, knobbing these configurations. Once you put everything over layers, you can click the generate button, and then a picture will just generate for you. Just a simple process. Let me show you my image that I generated from my own face. So one thing that my wife told me is Stable Diffusion really do their job very good. It's because they capture my lips very, very good. I have a more than average thickness of the lips compared to other Asian people, and they quickly capture this feature. On the left-hand side, I use Stable Diffusion extra large model 1.0. by training with my own face and put myself in different suits, like Iron Man suit or just a regular suit. Since I came from Taiwan, I have some Chinese legacy. I also want to blend myself into the ancient 4,000 years old clothings by putting together with some Chinese elements. So as you can see, this is a Chinese dragon together with me. So Stable Diffusion really do a very good job. So the very first demo that I'm going to present is to showcase how you can run a Stable Diffusion on PaperSpace. How many of you knows about PaperSpace? Please raise your hand. How many of you knows about Digital Ocean? Okay, so Digital Ocean is a cloud provider like the Lewis hyperscaler, as you know it. But with our offering, we prioritize transparency and also very good user experience. PaperSpace is another company provide GPU resource. Digital Ocean acquire PaperSpace this year. So this is under our umbrella right now. Okay. So far it's okay? Too quick, too slow? Okay. All right. So right now, I just assume that everyone knows how to log in and know how to register. So right now, I already log into PaperSpace. And in here, I just create a machine that I use a GPU card, A100. So let's assume everything is okay. Then let's move to this part. So this is a Stable Diffusion that I already running on top of PaperSpace server with A100's GPU card. You can easily create an image by just typing positive prompt. So right now I am going to using this as an examples. So I type this one. A boy is speaking at a hotel in Lithuania. And let's tweaking a little bit about the dimensions. And leave everything as default, and let's click generate. All right. So as you can see, this is exactly who I was in the past 3 hours at my room. And if you are not satisfied with that one, let's click generate again. Oh, it's even more closer to what I'm dressing today. So what has been changed? The prompt doesn't change. It won't change by themselves. The only thing that changed is about the seed. Right now, I only use the random seed. So every time it will running with a different seed, and it will have some different revisions based on the same prompt. Okay. So, gentlemen, do you like the interface of the Stable Diffusion? Really, really good. Okay. I was supposed people will say, oh, I don't like it. Because for me, I'm not a big fan of that one. That's why I'm going to create my own dashboard. And by connecting with the Stable Diffusion's backend API. I know Stable Diffusion, so far it's okay to everyone knows how to use Stable Diffusions. And I can also tell you that they also open the backend API. So you can just hosting the models on the servers and just using the computational resource instead of their interface. So right now we know that Stable Diffusion can be running as a backend. What else? What else? What other like technical element you need to build your own SaaS component? Build your own SaaS. The very first one, system design. You need to know how to coding in the front end, back end, database. If you need to store your artifacts, you also need to upload to the storage. If you want to have your own domain name, you need to point your domain name on DNS to your IP address. This is and there are more and more topics inside of it. This is the very first technical element. The second one, user management. For example, if you want to log in and try to make sure users can register your application as soon as possible, you probably want to integrate that they can just use Google, Gmail, Twitter, or Facebook to log in. So user management is another topic to ensure you have the users to send an email or to connect with them. The third one is about the payment, be more precisely about the money. Most of the SaaS, they are running under the subscription base. So you need to ensure that maybe at the end of every month, your application will charge from their credit card. And this is what we will call monthly recurring revenue, or in a year aspect, it's called annual recurring revenue, MRR or ARR. So payments are very, very important. The fourth one, scalability. If your application is getting hype, it's getting so popular on the market, you want to ensure you can tolerate all the traffic to your applications. And together, you don't want to have very long, laggy. You want to ensure the latency can be minimized as much as possible. So scalability and also reliability is also very important. The last piece is about the monitoring. Monitoring means that you can have a transparency about your system. You know where you are. You know how much the CPU utilization being used during the peak hour. How many containers you need to have during the traffic hour. So those 5 elements are very crucial for the SaaS business. So I know it's a little bit a lot that you may think I need to have this one from this provider, this one from these providers. What if you can hosting everything in a single place and have some free access to other service? Is that possible? Yes, this is possible. Otherwise, I won't be here. So I'm going to show you a demo after this slide. I will walk you through very quickly about this architecture diagram. You probably will feel a little bit overwhelmed, but I will come back to this slide again. So just enjoy your seat. So I'm going to build a web application in a standard way, which is 3 tiers architectures: front end, back end, and database. The front end, I'm using Next.js, which is, in my humble opinion, the contemporary most popular framework. It's based on React. And I'm going to host this front end on app platform at Digital Ocean. For the backend part, I'm hosting on PaperSpace. I'm using the Stable Diffusion, as you already know that. For the database part, I'm using MongoDB as the engine, and I'm running on top of Digital Ocean's database as a service. So this is the 3 tiers architectures for my web applications. Since I will generate some images, I want to store somewhere that is suitable for the image. Image, videos, audios, these are what we call like the unstructured data. Object storage is a perfect place to store this type of data. DigitalOcean offers this object storage, which is called Space. So I will upload the generated image to the Space and also store the information in the database. So when a user tries to access my application, the very first thing, they need to register or they need to log in. If they need to top up or to pay some money on top of the applications, it will go to Stripe. All right, so far it's okay, everyone? Why not vector database? Very good question, Andreas. Since this is just generated images, instead of some text to find some similarity. So I will just store some URL information as a row and put it into the regular database. So this is a slightly different. Right. So the Kickstarter demo is called StoryForge. StoryForge is an application that can generate children illustrations book by just textual descriptions. And if you are interested, I already pushed to the production site. And let me give you the link over there. So if you are interested, feel free to enter this URL. This is called StoryForge, StoryForge.isfusion.cloud. So once you type into this link, you will see that this is a landing page. And let's click the start. So the very first thing is it will redirect to the Auth0 for you to register an account or log in if you already have an account. Let's assume we have nothing. So let's sign up. Just for the demo purpose, you can feel free to type in any email. I won't verify it, just for the demo purpose. All right. So I will use that test10@termtix.com. Continue. Okay. So let me walk you through about these applications. So on the left-hand side, this is the menu bar. Under the logo, there's a button. It's called New Skin. And this is where we are right now. This is where you can put into the descriptions and then generate the children illustrations. Underneath the button is the tokens that you have at this moment. If you want to refill or top up, just click this one. And then here's the user login, logout sectors. Okay, so in here, this is the main panels. You can type in the name you want to name for this image, and also the most important, the prompt in here. So let's using some examples. Let's say view stuff demo Wednesday. And what kind of prompt should I put in? Anyone have any ideas? Andreas, please help me. Okay, no problem. Then let me think something else. So let's say a boy is programming in front at movie theaters. Yeah. And let's say, yeah, that's it. So let's click the generate button. So right now, once I click the generate buttons, it will wrapping up what I just put into the request and send to the backend. And the PaperSpace, the Stable Diffusion, they will start to rendering the pictures. Once they finish, they will first upload to the object storage and then store the location into a database and then return to the front end. Well, it takes a little bit longer. Let me check why it is. I think someone is also generating the pictures on behalf of myself. So we can have a look. But as you can see here, This is a boy that is programming at the movie theaters. If you love it, you can just click the zoom in buttons, and I will give you the full dimensions so you can have a more detailed look. If you like it, just click this one. It will download from the CDN, which is called Content Delivery Network. This is a feature already provided by our object storage product, Space, and you can use it for free. So let's checklist another one. New screen. So if you don't have any ideas on what kind of description or prompt you can put, you can just inspire by the underlying masterpiece. So for example, I really like this one, a surge in density. So you just tap it, then the prompt will just pass into the areas. So if you read it, it is something from ChatGPT, adapt from the Lord of the Rings. So let's click Generate button again. And as you can see on the right-hand side, this is the terminal of my backend. And you can see there are some processes always running, which means someone is generating images from these applications. So let's click again. Normally it may take around 15 seconds, but this one I didn't put any like load balancer in front of the backend. So it's while using like sequentials this queue. All right, so you can see in here another picture generates, and it looks much better than a boy is programming at movie theaters. Then if you don't like it, you can just delete it. So let's delete this one. Cool. So if you are run out of the tokens, you can top up. So click this one and click these buttons. It will redirect you to the Stripe. And in this case, I charge €9 for 10 tokens. But you're lucky. If you really top up, I can give you 20 tokens for free by just revising from my database. No problems. Right. So this is pretty much about StoryForge. So let me bring you back. Yes? You mean like just tweaking based on the generated image? This is a good feedback for product aspect, and that is definitely possible. Oh, sorry, did I answer your questions? Yes, so that's why I say this is a good feedback to improve this product. Since I need to like demo that you will be charged every time you click the generate buttons. That's why I didn't put that feature in this case. But I highly appreciate for this feedback. All right, so let's give you a recap about this architecture again. So when we visit StoryForge.isfusion.cloud, the very first thing they will check, are you a user or you want to be a user? So this is the part called authentications. I use Auth0 to do that. If you want to also log in or register with your Google account, Twitter account, Auth0 can do that. It is called single sign-on. After we register, remember we have 3 free tokens, and then they will land in the front end. We will put in our positive prompt and also some name to name the image. Once we click the generate button, it will go to PaperSpace. as you can see from the terminal, it is always generating something. Once it generates, the logic will upload the pictures to object storage, and it will return a URL where it is. This information will be stored into MongoDB together with the user. So every time this user login, they will retrieve the image from the database. All those informations and all the status of each layers can be found from our DigitalOcean monitoring console. And everything is hosting in a single place, DigitalOcean's data centers. If you run out of tokens, go to Stripe and feel free to top up. So far, it's good. Questions? All right. May I know how many minutes I have? 10 minutes. All right. So let me give you a little bit more deeper about a context about what just happened behind the scenes. The integration with Stripe and also Auth0 can enable you to do single sign-on and also the payments. So you can ensure user will not block when they try to register. They can just associate with their existing Gmail account or Twitter account. Second one, database management. Database as a service is like a platform as a service to help you to manage database in a very easy way. We help to maintain the cluster and ensure it is always available. If you want to scale, like scale up with larger CPU resource or memory, it's just a few clicks away. If you want to have a better performance, we can ensure you can have multiple read replica. If you want to also have some, let's say, reliability or high availability, you can have a read and write separate. These things can easily done with just a few clicks on the database as service at DigitalOcean. Third one, CI/CD. If you just want to switching the code, let me do a quick demo right now. So how many of you knows about CI/CD? Perfect. So I will just change in one word, and I will commit to the GitHub and let the rest of the things done by DigitalOcean's app platform. So I will tweaking start this button word, the word on the button into begin. And let's check status and let me commit. All right. So I just commit, and let's see what happens after maybe a couple of 2 minutes, because they need to do the continuous integration first, and then deploy on the app platform automatically. And the last one, HA and orchestration, high availability and orchestrations. So for example, you remember that I said if your application is getting very, very popular, you need to ensure you have enough container services to handle all the traffic. DigitalOcean's app platform can do that for you. So you can easily tweak, like you want to have 4 replicas, 5 replicas. And from next year, we are also going to provide auto-scaling features. Orchestrations. If you want to best utilize the resource, or if some of the container just down, orchestration, they will bring it back and go back to the desired state. So all those things are being done under the hood from what I just demoed. Some people may think, all right, this product or this project looks Okay. Can it scale? No problems. We can scale your business with confidence. Digital Ocean is a public company, and we have more than 18 data centers around the globe. So if you want to expand your business outside of Europe, we can definitely help you. The second one, transparency billing. This is the largest pain points that I heard from the customer, because some of them, they've been surprised in a very bad way at the end of the month. There are some hidden costs, but this is not what we advocate. We always advocate transparency. So you can see the expectation until the end of the month, and also get a detail. How does it being charged? The last one, global support, or let's put it this way, support around the globe. We have 3 or 4 shifts to cover the 24 hours. So every time if you got any questions or you got any incidents, there's always some people waiting for you and answer your questions. So what I just demonstrated about the children illustration book is just for like children's. What else? You can definitely changing the model and changing the, let's say, the prompt, and be put into like a gaming area. I know some gaming customers, they use the Stable Diffusion to generate some avatar that can easily and increase the productivity. Second one, NFT. I'm not a big fan of, let's say I'm not using NFT a lot, but I know NFT is another use case. Interior design. I think you can imagine how Stable Diffusion can help them. The last one, marketing. Right now, some of the articles we read from the internet is also generated from ChatGPT as the first draft, and human beings adding some humans language to make it more nature. So there are so many rooms that you can leverage on top of this Kickstarter project. So I want to go back to the very first question that I asked and ensure that I answer most of the parts. So the very first challenge that we face is about the financial uncertainties. Digital Ocean and PaperSpace that we can offer you free credits, at least 200 credits at the very bottom line to help you to test your ideas. If you already have some, let's say, specific project has certain traffic, let me know. We can, if we go get more details, we can definitely support you and provide you more credits. The second one, GPU resource access. PaperSpace can offer you like 30% to 40% lower cost compared to other hyperscalers. And the user interface of PaperSpace products is really nature. So you don't need to have like a tutorial to get started with that. You can just easily click here, click there, and start to run your GPU machine. And last but not least, the SaaS expertise. I try to heavy lifting most of the key parts and most of the annoying part for you. So by leveraging our platform as a service, like app platform, database as a services. By simplify this scalability and reliability part, you can focus on how to build your own products. And if you already have ideas, at this stage, the most critical thing is to test your assumptions, test the market, and get some feedback and make the second iteration. Using our product, we can heavy lifting all those scalability things for you. You just focus on build your own product. So that's all about my slide and some closing words for you. Have anyone heard about solopreneur, this term? It is a combination about solo and entrepreneur, which means with the support and the help from the generative AI tools, one individual's productivity can largely be increased and almost equals to a team's productivities. This is what I heard from some startup founders. They would love to hire talent who knows how to use the AI product. In my humble opinions, I definitely love the generative AI because it helps me so much to have a better productivities. So with these AI trends, the final question is, do you want to be in the tail, or you are ready to be in the bleeding edge? Let me know your thought, and if you can give me some feedback of my presentation, I will be very appreciated. As appreciations, I will send the slide to you and also the demo code of my StoryForge. If you need more credits, you will find me on LinkedIn. I will also give you my email. Last but not least, Andreas, if you already have some products on the market, you want to be in the next stage, we have a team to help you. Thank you so much, and thank you for your participation.